Punitive justice and retributive justice. It is very common for people to pretend punitive justice and retributive justice are the same. I disagree. I think there is a notable distinction that it is worth making. Nuance is normally not added here, but I think it is worth adding a little nuance to differentiate these ideas and serve a utility in improving our understanding of them and what exactly they offer. Punitive justice punishes offenders, but only retributive justice takes enjoyment in the suffering resulting from that punishment and views said suffering as the embodiment of justice itself. Retribution is punitive justice, but with additional sadism and emotion. Retributive justice is inherently immoral. It is a primitive emotional idea supported by troglodytes who just want revenge on people. It is just bloodthirsty. There is really nothing more to it than that, other than a handful of half-baked, desperate justifications of a highly emotional position. Punitive justice is not inherently immoral, primarily because it can serve one valid function. It can deter crime. This is not to support retributive justice, as punitive justice is defensible as it takes no enjoyment in the suffering, and most certainly doesn't view it as justice in the way that retributive justice and its deranged supporters do. Punitive justice can view punishment as something which, in a very limited, controlled and humane quantity, can serve the positive and notable utility of deterring crime. Suffering can be a sort of necessary evil to deter crime. It is, however, not something that punitive justice enjoys, unlike retributive justice. Punitive justice is normally bad and does cross over with retributive justice a lot, but not completely. Retributive justice is always immoral, as it is a primitive ideology which enjoys unnecessary suffering and leads to consequences such as lessened empathy in society, the normalization of cruelty and violence, and a breakdown in the desired moral order. Punitive justice is normally immoral, but there is probably a small place for a very limited and controlled dose of it to deter crime. Punitive justice serves a limited but notable utility, deterring crime, and is for that reason defensible to a very limited degree. It can deter crime, which is a positive outcome and a serious justification of the sort retributive justice simply does not have. Retribution has no utility, and most of the time it doesn't even pretend to. It is irrational, emotional, and immoral, and it only causes more pain, for no benefit. It does nothing but make the world a worse place. It is nothing but primitive sadism, and it is disgusting. Giving in to primitive desires which lead to nothing but pain is the greatest enemy of civil society, and retribution is just that. It is pain and suffering, and it gets in the way of the empathetic, moral society we should all desire.